So yesterday, Adam Webster did a story in the headline saying the federal government is thinking about doling out $100 checks to people to help alleviate the pressure from the high gas prices. And then we found that our state senator, Ryan Fattman, had an amendment to suspend the gas tax, which a lot of people have been talking about. And I asked out loud, well, why don't we do that instead? And so we got Ryan Fattman right here on the phone. Hello, Senator, and good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mike. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yes, thank you for your time. And so this went up for vote yesterday, and unfortunately it got voted down. But is there another chance that this could possibly happen?
Well, what do they say? If at first you don't succeed, try again, right?
Right,
so
right.
You always have new avenues to pursue. My thought on this was, over the course of the last year, from yesterday, gas prices were up $1.45. And across the country, you see states that are trying to attempt helping out their motorists and their working families and businesses to give them some relief at the pump. In fact, yesterday, California announced that they're going to the governor of California, Governor Newsom, that they were going to try to give $400 debit cards to all motorists across the state. So my thought has been we need to do something to help working families, seasonal businesses, small businesses on a temporary basis and then reevaluate. My amendment was to suspend the gas tax, which is 24 cents, and do it through Labor Day because, as we all know, this time of the year, spring and summer, is one of the most important, not just for businesses, but for families to go out and enjoy their lives.
Right.
Have a little bit of reprieve from the crazy work week that they had or the stresses of family and friends and, whatever responsibilities they may encounter. And, the criticism of doing this about 2 weeks ago in the House of Representatives was, well, we're going to take money away from roads and bridges, and we have bond obligations. So I tied this to our state surplus, which right now is $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion.
Okay.
So if we did this and enacted it, it would cost $350 million. We'd still have over $1.2 billion in surplus. And I think that's people's hard work and money, and they deserve a little bit of reprieve.
What do you think about the federal government considering doling out the $100 checks to help people with gas?
I hadn't heard that. I think anything helps. I don't know what the details are. Mm-hmm. I think there was a better proposal in the federal government, and it's actually offered by Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire and also Mark Kelly of Arizona, both who are Democrats. They want to suspend the federal gas tax. So this kind of became a little bit partisan in the process of the debate yesterday. I'm a Republican. I like to say the R in front of my name stands for reform and putting forward good ideas. And so my goal is to help families reduce their costs at the pump. If we reduce our costs in Massachusetts to 24 cents, every 4 gallons you fill up, you're going to save $1. Most people have a 14, 15, 16-gallon tank. That's $4 at the pump every single time. You fill up 4 or 5 times, 6 times a week. A lot of people out our way drive, listening to your show, going to work. And that's somewhere between maybe as little as $7, but as many as $22 that they save a week. And that's real money. And you amortize that over a year, you're looking at $750 to, $1,000. And that's rent payments for people, prescription pills, car payments, childcare, food, diapers. It's not insignificant. So when people say it's a gimmick, well, A, I'd point out it's real money for real people, and B, the federal government's looking to suspend their gas tax, and the Democrats control Massachusetts. The Democrats are proposing it up in the federal Congress.
Yeah, and Connecticut just passed it. I think you mentioned that. And so people will be driving into Connecticut, kind of taking business out of Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, and that's my point. It shouldn't be a partisan issue. This is nonpartisan. Connecticut has a Democratic House of Representatives. They voted 143-0 to support it. They have a Democratic Senate. They voted 33-0 to support it. And then the Democratic governor, Ned Lamont, said he's going to sign it into law. In fact, 3 weeks ago, it was his idea. And so my district, which has towns like Webster, Dudley, Wales, Holland, Munson, all of which, abut, and Southbridge, all of which abut Connecticut, you can't get from Dudley to Southbridge without going through Connecticut. And right in that path on the roadway, you have a gas station in Connecticut that's going to be 25 cents less once this gets signed into law than everywhere else up in Dudley, Southbridge, and Webster. And what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, people are going to go there. And for them, that would be a good deal, and I'm happy they're going to get some relief in another state that's not too close by. Not too far away. But on the other hand, those businesses and hardworking people that rely upon customers to come into their store and buy other products, and by the way, those people also sponsor things in the community. My wife and I are hosting an Easter egg hunt in Sutton on April 9th, and we're asking everybody in the business community to help us out. We got 10,000 eggs. They participate in those things, and we're just not treating them the way they should be treated, especially after the last 2 years. You think about all that businesses and individuals and families have been through with COVID. People deserve a little bit of reprieve, especially so that they can take care of their own mental health and maybe go on an extra trip this spring or summer.
We're speaking with State Senator Ryan Fattman. So to wrap up here, so is there another chance, and how soon can this go back up at the State House and be proposed again?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So essentially, this was attached to a supplemental budget. The week prior, I filed a piece of legislation that essentially did the same thing, reduced the gas tax through Labor Day by 24 cents, and backpaid it with the surplus. So the next mechanism we might have to attach this to is the state budget, which happens in May. And, hopefully gas prices go down. I don't want to see them go up. This is hurting all of us. It's causing pain. I used to fill up, I got a family of 6. So we'd fill up our Honda Pilot about a year and a half ago for $55. Now it's 88 to 90, depending on where we go. And that's a lot of money for us. So my hope is that by May, we've seen some things come down. But if it has not, I'm going to try to do this again in the state budget or something, because I believe that motorists across our Commonwealth need help. And it shouldn't be just, that's a gimmick. Because when you look at all the other states that are doing it, and let's take inventory, Georgia, Connecticut, Maryland, Michigan, Virginia, West Virginia, California, Ohio, just to name a few. And they are all on a political spectrum that ranges from red to blue to purple and everything in between. And they're taking this very seriously. Massachusetts needs to, too. All
right. Well, Senator Ryan Fattman, thank you for taking the time and explaining your bill to us. And, we all need relief. We get texts from people saying they had to fill up their truck. It cost $125. The working people there. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, have a great day, and we'll keep fighting.
All right. That's State Senator Ryan Fattman here on 100 FM, The Pike.